James Madison by Milan Udani. James Madison was born on March 16, 1751, in Port Conway, Virginia, James Madison Sr. and Nellie Conway Madison. He was the eldest of 12 children, of which 7 only made it to adulthood. He grew up on a plantation inside of the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. At the age of 12, Madison was sent to Donald Robertson School in Queen and King County. There he studied Latin, Greek, French, algebra, and geometry. Years later, after studying with a private tutor, Madison enrolled in college at the College of New Jersey, now known as Princeton University, earning a bachelor's degree in 1771. Madison gained his first exposure to politics when he was appointed to serve on the Orange County Committee of Safety in 1774 and was elected to represent Orange in the 1776 Virginia Convention. Madison joined the local militia, but after taking part in some of the exercises, he realized that his health would keep him from serving in the military. In 1787, the Constitutional Congress called for a federal convention to revise the Articles of Confederation. Madison gave thought to the problems facing the nation and made specific propositions for creating a new constitution. This became known as the Virginia Plan. This plan was reflected on by the convention, and many of its ideas were included into the final copy of the Constitution. Madison was elected to the Congress under the new Constitution, where he served from 1789 until 1797. During this time, Madison met and married Dolly Payne Todd. In 1799, Madison returned to politics when he was elected to the Virginia Assembly. From 1799 through 1800, Madison served in the House of Delegates, where he wrote his report of 1800 about the defense of the Virginia resolutions. He was appointed to the Electoral College for the election of 1800. 1808, James Madison was elected the 4th President of the United States. During the presidency of James Madison, the country was at war and foreign affairs were the number one priority of the president, followed by domestic affairs. This fact was stressed in his public speeches. Madison stressed his neutrality in the French-English conflict in his first inauguration speech. Madison's second speech, delivered on March 13, 1813, accused the British of arming the Native Americans in acts of war upon American citizens. Another domestic issue was the recharting of the Bank of the United States, whose charter was scheduled to terminate in 1812. There were 3 groups of people against the recharting of the banks: old Republicans, anti-British Republicans, and state banking interests. Eventually, the anti-recharter bank forces stopped the recharter drive, and the government didn't have the means to support the war. In the end, the second bank was chartered with a term of 20 years. When James Madison took office, trading was a very important foreign policy issue. The Non-Intercourse Act of 1809 restored world trade, but trade with France and England was still banned. Since neither the French or British removed trade restrictions against the United States, Congress acted. Macon's Bill No. 2 was passed by Congress, and it removed all restrictions on American trade, which also included those imposed on France and England. However, President Madison was given the power to reimpose sanctions against the British and French if restrictions were not lifted against America. France responded via the Cador Letter of 1810, which led to the enforcement of Macon's Bill No. 2 in 2 stages: November 1810 and then in March 1811. The British declared they would continue to seize U.S. trading ships until France allowed them to trade in France. In April of 1812, Congress declared war on the British sometime after Madison made a list of complaints against the British, which included impressment of American sailors, the arming of Indians who attacked American citizens, and trade restrictions embodied in the British Orders in Council. James Madison, the father of the Constitution, co-founder of the Democratic Republican Party, and great Secretary of State under Jefferson, but he was not rated as a great president. Madison was too cautious for the kind of presidential leadership that left a big impact on politics. Although he did establish respect for American rights overseas and emerged from the war with more supporters than he had when he was first inaugurated in 1808, since Madison was on the victorious side of important issues facing the nation from 1776 to 1816, he is said to be the most successful and most influential of the founding fathers of the Constitution. Thank you for watching my iMovie on James Madison. Bye, have a great day.